nearly 20% and pushing. We are currently in the after hours of GameStop and AMC on some bullish news that there is going to be a stock split. GameStop pushed all the way up to $204 in the after hours. AMC pushed all the way to $26.58. I'm going to talk about exactly what kind of trends you guys should expect for Friday. I want you guys to watch until the end of this video because I'm a data scientist here in Silicon Valley. That is Professor Meatball. He's an illustrious dog professor, and I want you guys to understand that there is going to be an authorized shares, increase the authorized shares of a common stock from 300 million to 1 billion in order to implement the split. Yes, what kind of split is it going to be? Where are the shorts currently at? Why exactly have market makers allowed a halt in that price action, which caused AMC to fall $30 to $24.64 and then rocket back up to $26.58 in this momentous day? Let's talk about this week in general, and also let's talk about smashing that like button because, as you guys know, the video algorithm is trying to stop the meme revolution. You guys are the only solution. The only way is to comment out which like you guys are to increase that YouTube algorithm defeat it altogether. Let's take a look at where AMC pushed all the way to $26.58. We haven't seen that level of resistance. We've been tracking them over here on this channel. You guys know, those of you who have subscribed, you guys know we've been tracking this for a year and a half now. $26, $22 is that level of resistance. Now AMC saw that resistance at $25.92. Then it finally met it today in the after hours. Otherwise, it was acting pretty closely to that $25.54, a previous level of resistance that we called earlier. Now that VWAP, that orange line here, was giving it the support it needed. It bounced off twice on the after hours from that orange line and now acting as resistance. Watch how the price action cannot push past that orange line. This is a good sign. Solidifying down, having that pressure build up, and then one big push, likely off of that 25.53 or the 200 EMA right underneath here. Same thing with GME, very similar price actions. Remember, one of these stocks gets any bullish news or any kind of crazy announcement, the other stock follows sympathetically, and that is something that we've seen many times past. Let's take a look at where GameStop is in terms of the short interest. 25.68. I'm looking at Ortex right now. You guys can get your own Ortex down below. Remember, you guys have a lot of different tools down below that you will look at, especially the buy and sell indicator tool like Lux Algo. So I'm going to pull it up over here. It's on a free trading platform called tradingview.com, and you guys don't even need to have a premium membership for this TradingView. You just need to go down in the description and take a look at the link for Lux Algo. Now, when we saw that buy signal earlier on the 22nd of March 2022, it's a pretty easy day to remember. We were able to catch a buy signal at $15. This is where Lux thought would be the best part to join AMC. And when we got to the very top of those oversold Bollingers, you see these red clouds up here, we were able to get the sell. Now, we are now patiently waiting for the next buy. We're currently on that 15-minute chart here. Take a look at this purple price action here. That means that there is uncoordinated, uncontrolled price action here ever since that halt, which is when we saw that sell. Like we predicted in the beginning of this video, towards the middle now, we saw AMC bounce off of the 25.52, now still hanging out underneath its VWAP. So that's a good thing. It's a good sign that we are seeing bullish momentum in the after hours and sustaining that momentum throughout. One of the things that Professor Meatball likes to talk about is whether or not we're looking at the MACD. You can turn it on. I'm currently using Webull. You can just take a look at whatever broker you want to use. If you wanted to get 2 free stocks down below, you guys know the description has a lot of jewels, and you can also use Webull like I am using it. However, that's up to you. If you're not up to payment for order flow, that is completely understandable. Take a look at where that orange line is. We are looking at that MACD line, moving average convergence divergence chart, as a sign of when will we have more bullish momentum upward. And bullish means upward, generally positive momentum. It's good for long position holders. And when we see that crossover, for example, when this orange line crossed underneath that blue line, if you can take a look at where that price action was above, it was exactly where that price action started to plummet after hours. We started a fall from 26.58. That is when the orange line on the MACD started to taper off. And when it has a zero slope, that is when you're likely going to see a reversal in momentum, either from negative to positive or positive to negative. Now we are seeing another tapering, another zero slope for the MACD as it comes to a standstill and starts to curl back upward. That is when we're going to see a bounce. And if we see that bounce right here off the 25, great. If we see it down here onto the 200 EMA, that's also fantastic. So in the after hours, you have now given yourself a couple of technical analysis tools to be able to figure out how to trade yourself. That's why I'm going to have to take a look at the other data, including the options data. We have been tracking different strike prices to be able to understand when are we going to see those lifts and when are we going to see potential put walls. A lot of these options have been covered in the past videos because we like to talk about how gamma affects the stock market overall. So if you guys wanted to find out yourself, take a look in the past videos and check those out. We have a bunch of AMC and GME specific playlists. All right, for the 31st of March, let's take a look. $5 million at $25 strike, and still on the far right side, $1 million of $35 strike. And then on the far right side, $145 strike. We got about $250,000 there. So much smaller volume compared to 2 days ago when we saw that huge, that absolute engorged amount of calls on the far right side. That was just a big fat amount. And I think the data is having trouble loading. That's how many options we should be expecting. Very, very similar to GME, except that you see that on the $170 strike, there are puts and calls battling it out. So those are going to be price levels to watch for any potential struggle, any conflict of the price, either finding resistance or having that resistance turn into support. Also, that happens vice versa. If you guys have been paying attention to Tesla now tapering out, Tesla had reached a resistance around 1,112 and now having trouble reaching the 1,150. Next level resistance for Tesla. Support is currently at $1,000.63. We have seen a reversal in a lot of the bullish runs for crypto. Bitcoin currently at 2.5% down, currently at 45,000. Dogecoin at 2.5% down as well, and Ethereum at 2.5% down, currently hanging around $3,300. So if you guys wanted to be able to get access to crypto, or you want to think that the dip is ready to be bought, well, then the description down below has BlockFi, which you can treat it as a savings account that gives you like 8% back, which not a lot of savings accounts do, or crypto.com, which is your best way to be able to start checking out those metal cards, which are really, really cool for crypto purchases, or just your run-of-the-mill stockbroker now also goes and trades crypto. I want to thank you guys for reaching this part of the video, because in the after hours, it is just going to be another wild ride unless you have your eyes on the prize. So if you want to be able to make sure you've already hit that bell button, that way you won't miss another video like this, and hit that subscribe if you want to join the Moon Platoon. Check it out, Andrew Mo Money, on Twitter and Instagram down below, and we'll thank each and every one of you in the money. Peace.